Minecraft 119 is right around the corner, and look at all these blocks we got to work with. So today, I'm going to show you about 30 plus Minecraft build ideas, tips, and tricks that you can use when you start a brand new world or you're upgrading your current one. Let's get it started. Now right here in this tiny little raft, there's also a tiny little boat with a frog, but every single block that's going to be added in 119 is right here in front of you. We got a bunch of mangrove stuff, our skulk families over here. Here's the mud group, and frog lights. Now we're gonna start right here in this corner, and I got some really cool wall designs with this awesome texturing over here. Starting with some regular old packed mud, some mud bricks, going up to a little bit of granite, mixing in some of the dripstone block, and then peppering in just a little bit of the wax exposed copper. This is a nice little group of colors right here. It all complements each other, and it could make a really nice wall. Also down below, we got a little bit of a road design similar to the wall, but over here we're adding a little bit of brick, adding some coarse dirt mixed in together, some broken bits here with stairs to get a little crack in that flooring. It's a really nice road. For this wall right here, the mud block goes so well with gray concrete, a little bit of that cobble deep slate, and some regular basalt. The cool thing about basalt is you can get in two different textures. You can get this one, or you can get that one. This one right here is a little sideways texture, but then you can face it downwards so you get this cool look to it. And then mixing mud on the floor, it goes so well with black stone, a little bit of the muddy mangrove root, mixing in some of the lichen on top of deep slate tile, and getting a little bit of that contrast over here with the mossy and with the tough block. Adding some of the dead bushes on top of the muddy mangrove root, it looks really cool too. Now for this one right here, doesn't that look like army fatigues? You can use this for like a big old army tent. It looks really, really cool. Mixing in a little bit of the mangrove, some of the brown terracotta, green terracotta, some dirt, some brown concrete powder, and some brown wool like this. It looks pretty awesome. As far as flooring with mangrove, I got some of the stripped and some of the planks, a little bit of the strip of facing upwards so you get that little bit of the log look, and then stripped dark oak on the outside bit with some buttons. Jumping to the back, I got some more details here. So how about this? Look at this wall design. This is for interiors right here. I can see this almost in a medieval setting. Big old dining banquet hall with some note blocks, the stripped mangrove with some stripped dark oak, going up to a trim of beehive blocks, and then I'm using some brown glazed terracotta as some more elegant looking trim on the top. Some buttons up and down here with some paintings in between, a little table with this awesome and amazing lamp using the pearlescent frog light. So cool. I don't think they had lamps in medieval times, but whatever. Over here we got a little dungeon look with the mud block as the trim. We got some polished deep slate stairs, and on top of that the regular polished deep slate, some cobble deep slate with some deep slate bricks, and then this could be a window to the other side over here, which looks pretty awesome. Look at that. Ooh, and we'll see that in a second. Then on the top here we got the mud block, which looks pretty good as a ceiling, right? Mixed in with a little bit of the polished deep slate here on the top. And then next up, we got this muddy looking window design. If you take this part out right over here, you let some light in like that, which is pretty nice. We got some of the mangrove logs sideways mixed in with some of the waxed exposed copper, the mud bricks going up every other one, going up to a mud brick wall, some regular packed mud on the top here with a nice little archway and some walls in the middle. Now jumping over here, we got an awesome looking Tory gate, and it's looking pretty good. I've been wanting a redwood for the longest time to make these Tory gates look really, really awesome, and I think we did it right here. On the bottom, we have some of these awesome trapdoors here of spruce, a barrel with some stripped spruce, signs wrapped around, and then going up to that stripped mangrove wood. Some stairs, slabs, buttons, trapdoors on the top. Gives you that nice little curved look to it, which looks pretty nice. And up here we got some floating lanterns, which look amazing. We're using some of the frog lights over here. We got pretty much all three versions over here with some banners, a campfire block underneath, and a spruce trapdoor under that. I can really see a big Asian style village with a bunch of these paper lanterns kind of taking up the sky. Now jumping over here, we got a super simple starter mud hut, which is pretty cool. We got a nice little dockside area here in front here in this mangrove forest. But check this out. All this is just the regular packed mud, the mud bricks mixed in with a little bit of the coarse dirt towards the bottom, making it a little bit more dirty, right? We have some mud here on the outside path block going in, and then leading up to an awesome mangrove door. For windows, I'm just using mangrove fence, and then back here we got tuff and cobble for our chimney here. We also got some lovely old hanging roots right there, and if you notice the top kind of broken up, putting some lichen up here, adding just a little bit of campfire blocks, unlit of course because this thing's not catching on fire. We got some buttons, trapdoors, and slabs here on the top. Lichen though, that looks so good. Then for some interior inspiration, we got this lovely little area over here, just a crafting bench with some chests, some barrels over here, our cooking area, our cake, I love this propagule right there. We can put them inside these flower pots, which is nice. A bunk bed here in case you're living here with your friend. And we got an armor stand on display here with your best leather armor, which looks pretty nice. What do you guys think? Now jumping over here to the back, we got this awesome frog sanctuary, which I think turned out so good. We got some of the mangrove logs here with some of the mud brick wall, which goes really good with granite walls, and some spruce fences on top. Every once in a while, we're going to throw a little bit of a chain up there just for extra coolness. Not really defense, but it looks pretty cool. We got mud blocks here on the outside as well, just to give you a little bit more support to the wood palisades. And then we got a little bit of stripped dark oak with dark oak planks here at the bottom. On the inside, we have the mangrove chest boat with a frog piloting it. A bunch of frogs here on the inside. The details over here on this edge looks pretty cool. We got some hay bales. We got some of the pack mud, regular mud, coarse dirt, a little bit of the podzol right there. More hay on the inside for them to rest and relax. This frog right here having his best life, hanging out. Oh, they're probably going to do something in there. Relax. Stop playing around. There's people watching. It's a lovely little nest right there. Oh, they're having a good time. But then over here, we got some mangrove bushes. We got some sugar cane out here with small drip leaf. And this place looks pretty cool. What do you think? It doesn't have to be a frog sanctuary. You guys can live here if you want to. Just put a big door or something because this is kind of open. And the roof design over here is similar to what we did with the mud shack over there, but a little bit bigger, a little taller, a little bit more broken. Kind of give you that witch vibe, right? Which is pretty nice. All right, Froggy, see you later. Have fun in your sanctuary. Now jumping over here to the back, I made a pretty cool nether portal right here using a bunch of the sculk block. Also down here we have some of the sculk catalysts, some mud, a little bit of the vein kind of wrapped around. We got some sculk sensors over here in the back and also some shriekers, which is pretty cool because once we do something like this, the warden might show up. Or not. I'm gonna be okay. But check this out, I'm gonna light it for the first time. Bam! Oh, that looks pretty cool. Oh no! They're coming. That looks awesome. What do you guys think of this nether portal design? Adding a little bit of that deep slate tile, some black stone over here, some of the polished deep slate, nice little archway here, and some mangrove fences over here, mixing in a little bit of the lightning rod. Looks pretty nice. It's a nice combination. Some soul fire lanterns there on the top, and this looks very ominous. It looks like something crazy is on the other side. Also, a really cool design is if you put an armor stand on top of one of these skulk shriekers, it kind of looks like it's holding it up, right? I dropped some polished basalt there on the bottom just to make it look pretty cool. Have a little stand for it. Now, coming back this direction, we got an awesome dead looking tree over here. I love the way this dead tree looks. Check this out. We got chains hanging down from him, soul fire lanterns, also some of the hanging roots. We added also some glow lichen over here, mixing in some of the mangrove roots as the main structure for this tree, and then peppering in a little bit of the muddy roots on certain spots. Looks pretty awesome. I also put a little bit of the skulk vein just to give it a little bit more ominousness to it. That's not a word, it is now, but I love it. It looks so nice. I also added some moss carpet here on the top, moss around here just to make it look a little bit more alive, and I love it. This one looks pretty cool. And oh yeah, we also added some cobwebs. Every dead tree needs cobwebs, but that's not the only tree I added. I also added a redwood style tree. It's a little smaller than typical redwoods. Normally I would maybe do a little 2x2, make it a little thicker, a little bigger, taller, but it's like almost like a starter version of that. I got a good idea for this one. I'm gonna do a couple more trees in this style, but let me know what you think. This is a pretty cool one, right? We're using a little bit of the spruce leaf and just the stripped mangrove wood, which looks pretty cool. I like that one. I also made another version, but smaller right here, just with the mangrove fence, which looks pretty awesome. Just like the big one over there, you got it thicker at the bottom and skinnier as you get to the top. Also, I made some really cool lamp designs. We got this one right here with the mud brick wall, the granite wall, going up here to some gates of mangrove, and then a fence on top, fence on the sides, and then some of the lovely pearlescent frog lights right here, surrounded by the mangrove trapdoor. Here's another very simple one, just with a mud brick wall, some mangrove fences, the fluorescent lights here on the top with the trapdoor. And then a baby of a design down here, just with some mud brick stairs and the mangrove trapdoors inside a pearlescent frog light. My favorite frog light, really. And if you want to get even smaller than this tree, we have this version right here. Really super simple, just the mangrove fence with some mangrove leaves on top. Coming down the road over here, we got some other lamp designs right here, hanging from a mangrove fence post right here. Some chains with the frog lights hanging down in different versions of different trapdoors. You can have them all mixed in like this, or select one or the other, or any combination. I like these the most just because you can see through and see the lamp on the other side. That's not all, but this has been done 1,000 times, but I had to feature it here. This looks like a piece of meat. That's right. It looks really good. It looks yummy. I'd eat it. And it's surrounded here by some chains, one on each side, and some spruce trapdoors on that end too. You can replace these with either copper, the lightning rod, or pretty much a fence or fence gate would also work. I love this little campsite. Look at that. Speaking of meat, we have a little butcher shop design. I like the way this one looks. It looks pretty cool, right? We got some hanging meat right here. Also, we got some cut up meat right here with some little entrails going down right there with some of the weeping vines, which looks nasty, but it looks pretty cool at the same time. This was half cut. And then we also have some of these tripwire hooks here on the side. Some meat here on display, some slabs as well. This little cart over here looks like it's taking some meat somewhere, delivering it to whoever it is around this swampy area. And then on this side, we have ourselves a stone cutter, a little bit of redstone dust for blood, a tiny little pressure plate right here. Looks like this was thinly cut. Yummy. Also down here, if you notice, underneath, we have one of the sculk blocks and then a iron trapdoor on top. Looks like something's been oozing down there. On top of that, look at this wall design. I like this combination. On the bottom, we have the mud bricks mixed in with some of the packed, a little bit of the jungle, which looks really, really good, with some of the dirt, light gray terracotta, and guess what? Mushroom block. Brown mushroom block looks so good with these combinations. The light gray terracotta actually looks pretty good too. Looks like it's kind of like fading away down there in the background. We have ourselves a lovely grandfather clock right here, which looks pretty good. Little bit of the mangrove trapdoor with a bell, barrel with a note block on top, glowing iron frame with a clock in the middle. Now over here, we almost have like a hobbit hole style window, which looks pretty awesome. A little surrounding border here with the mangrove, the trapdoors in the back, just a little bit of the packed mud with some of the mud bricks. Little green window, looks pretty nice, and just your typical hobbit hole style surroundings. This is a window, but if you take this part out, replace it with a door, it looks pretty nice as well. You can even replace that door and a red one. Get rid of the bottom. That looks awesome. Right next to it, we also have a little window design, some upside down stairs of mangrove, stairs on the bottom, trapdoors on the side, full blocks of glass here in the back, surrounded by some trapdoors. Now, last but not least, I love this house. This has inspired me so much to build a bunch more houses in 119, but check this out. But before we do, look at this awesome pond over here. This is looking pretty good. We got some mud blocks here on the side. We have some small drip leaf, regular drip leaf, some lily pads, and also I made these cattails with green stained glass, and on top of that, some sea pickles. The mud block all around this looks so good, mixed in with some of the coarse dirt and some of that moss. Also another hanging light design right here. I made this cool little silo attached to the house as well with a lovely mix of just all the mud, a little bit of the granite, but then I also added some regular terracotta towards the top. If you notice here at the bottom, it gets like the rougher blocks here going up to the cleaner blocks in this nice little gradient style. And I have some of the moss block, mossy cobblestone, some lichen overgrown here on the top bit, which looks pretty nice. And then on the main house itself, a trim of deep slate tiles with some of the mossy cobble, overgrown, and a lovely combination of this Tudor style. We're going to be mixing in some mangrove with some of the stripped dark oak wood. The foundation over here is made out of mud, so we have the packed mud mixed in with the bricks as well. This whole build is trimmed out with the mangrove blocks, but then on the inside bit is when we're going to use the stripped mangrove with the planks, giving you that lovely pop of red in the inside part, and then the wood look on the outside. Mangrove goes so good with spruce, so we had to add these for the trims, and then some fences, some walls here on the side. I forgot trapdoors, hold on. They're back. I did some interior, so let me show you what we got. So over here, we have ourselves a lovely kitchen on this side. Cobwebs, a little bit of hanging root here on the top. Armor stands displayed on both sides over here. Our first pickaxe, our first diamond sword, and a clock to tell the time in case you're not looking out the window. Over here we have a lovely seating area. Details here on the top with some hanging storage. More overgrown fields as well. Back here we have a brewing stand area. All the way at the top we have a lovely writing desk area. And a spore blossom because I love particles. I also really do like this floor. It looks pretty nice, right? It looks rickety, broken. Also have some lighting down there so it shines through. And then we have a ladder here on the side to get up to the next floor, which is going to have a storage area here and our bedroom here on this side. And the best lamp ever. I love that lamp. But there you have it, 30 plus Minecraft 119 build design ideas, tips, and tricks that you can use in your world. Let me know out of all these builds, which one is your favorite? And why is it not this one behind me? This one's amazing.